This is Ryan Watches a Movie, where we get our friend Ryan to watch a movie and tell us what he thought.
Going balls out in the lumberyard.
Watching the Grunion Pro Magi. If you're listening to this, don't even waste your time.
Hello and welcome to Ryan Watches a Movie. This is episode number 176. My name's Adam Patterson. With me today, we're joined by Kevin Rakestraw. How you doing, Kevin?
Pretty good. Yeah.
We're also joined by Ryan Holes. How are you?
I'm alright.
Cool. What movie do we have you watch this week?
The Fantastic Four.
The Fantastic Four. We picked this in honor of the Fantastic Four coming out this week. Now, it should be noted that we didn't have Ryan watch the 2005 one or whatever that other one was. This is the 1994 version of Fantastic Four.
What?
That was famously produced by Roger Corman. It's directed by Oli Sassoni, and it never came out. It was never released to the public. I have a synopsis here. In this Marvel comic adaptation, 4 astronauts get bombarded with cosmic rays when an accident occurs. The 4 of them acquire special powers and decide to form a superhero group called the Fantastic Four. They then fight their arch-enemy, Doctor Doom. Now, Ryan, what can you tell us about the Fantastic Four?
Well, Reed Richards and Dr. Doom are friends, and they put out a comic going by them, and they decide to do an experiment. And when they're looking at the comet and it comes close to them, they find out that it has the original diamond that provides a spectrum. It has that removed, and there's obviously a fake one in place, and that causes all 4 of the Fantastic Four to get special powers, and they try to defeat Dr. Doom and eventually end up dying because he commits suicide. And
Wait a minute. What did you say?
What?
Somebody commits suicide?
Dr. Doom,
Dr.
He
Doom.
kills himself?
well, Wikipedia says he's sort of dead.
Well, how about what you saw in the actual movie?
What did you witness?
He didn't, stab himself or anything.
Well, let's
But
just...
his hand got cut off when he was falling into a large pit.
So the question would be, did he
He
jump
falls
into the
down.
pit?
Huh?
I said the question would be, did he jump into the pit? Because that would be suicide. If he did not jump into a pit, then it is not suicide.
Sort of.
It's murder.
But his hand gets cut off.
The hand being cut off is irrelevant. We're trying to figure out, did he commit suicide, Ryan?
And the hand gets cut off, the body falls, but the hand comes back to life after the body detasses.
What?
That does happen.
So what's the hand do from then on out?
Then nothing really happens, but it's like a preview that Dr. Doom is not totally dead. That he'll be back at some point. And
Okay.
before he dies, he kidnaps a blonde girl that makes statues, and she's trying to make this duel happen and get the correct spectrum of this diamond. And he eventually tries to kill her, threatens to kill her. And after he is killed, then she meets Ben, who is the thing, and she touches his face, and they fall in love, and everyone lives happily ever after.
Okay.
I'm still not 100% sure. Did he commit suicide or no?
You have to watch it, make up your own mind.
Oh, they leave it up. They leave it up to you.
We like I said, Wikipedia says he did. But when you're actually watching it, he didn't like stab himself.
I just have a hard time believing Doctor Doom kills himself. It's not Doctor Doom-like.
Yeah, exactly. That's not Doctor Doom at all. So I can't believe that he would kill himself. But what did you think of this overall?
It was terrible. And
Really?
the audio is terrible. And it was like super widescreen.
It was
Like,
probably
there's more black than there was actual picture.
it's probably all the ratio is probably all messed up because it's a bootleg, but who knows how many times it was copied over the years. So yeah, the quality probably is going to be shit.
The audio is terrible. The story
Yep.
wasn't too bad, I guess, but the acting was pretty piss poor.
How are the special effects?
Oh my god, they're terrible.
How does the thing look?
He looks like the fucking talking Avenger.
Nice. Nice.
Oh my.
I might have to watch. I wanted to watch this before we recorded this, but I just didn't get around to it. I might have to give this a look.
I'm not really sure how the things out as bad as Mark, but in this scene, it's for like he's the Hulk. Like when he gets real angry, he turns into the thing. And then
Oh, so okay, so he's like a human, but then he turns into the thing when he gets angry.
Yeah, because I was wondering.
he does that happens once or twice.
So he's not always the thing.
No.
That's terrible.
But he's the thing most of the time.
How are the?
I thought the thing was,
He's the thing. He's always that.
yeah, you're supposed to be like, you are who you are. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the big conflict of the thing because, you know, when they come out of this accident, everybody looks normal except him.
They were just trying to piggyback on that Hulk.
Yeah, maybe. Or maybe they were trying to give the actor more, or maybe they just couldn't. They didn't want to spend the money on having somebody in a costume like that the whole time.
Well, they probably also because what you said it looks terrible, so they're probably like,
Yeah, they
can
probably-
we cut down on the thing screen time because it looks terrible.
How are the Mr. Fantastic stretching effects? How did they look?
They look awful. It's
Does it look like a Stretch Armstrong?
going to stretch, and then we cut away to just his hand or his leg or whatever stretches, and it looks totally fake.
What about the Human Torch? How's that look?
It says flame on like 400 times, and he turns into a ball of fire, but it looks like it shouldn't be there.
So it's like composited or something. It'd be funny if they just lit somebody on fire for real.
That's what I was hoping they did.
And that person's just running around on fire.
Sue Storm has the ability, obviously, to turn invisible, but like at one point, brains attack her from both sides, and she turns invisible, and they just shoot each other. Wouldn't it be invincible? Like,
Yeah.
bullets go right through her.
Yeah, she wouldn't. She can turn invisible, but she's not like.
Yeah, she still would have gotten shot in the face.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's still there. She still takes up mass, even though you can't see her.
Yeah.
Maybe she jumped out of the
At
way.
some
Maybe she
point-
turned invisible and ducked or something.
Probably.
At some point, she's like one of those floating heads on the movie poster. Like your head just floats around. Her body's never there.
So she made her body invisible, but her head not invisible?
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
That makes sense.
Mm.
I mean, I know why I would do it, to scare everyone, but... Yeah, so just some backstory on this one. There's rumors that this movie was never made to be released. That the only reason that they made it was so that they could keep the rights to the Fantastic Four. So, and this was New Constantine film.
Mm-hmm.
That's the company who had the rights, and so basically they wanted to hold on to the rights, and then they had this movie made with never intending on releasing it. Now, other people have disputed that. I believe it was the director that said that wasn't true. Stan Lee came out and said that they never planned on releasing it, but then the director, I believe, I read here that he thought that they were going to be releasing it.
He was hoping they would.
Well, even if it's garbage, which it sounds like it is garbage, you still put a lot of work into it, probably.
I'm looking at some stills here, and wow, like the costumes alone. And I gotta say, the actors and the physical shape that they're in, it's much different than what superhero movies are nowadays. Let's just say that. You would not expect these people to be in superhero movies ever.
Sue Storm wears a Fantastic Four costume like 3/4 of the movie, and no one else does.
They could only afford to make one of them.
They have to share it. Oh my god, that's great.
Apparently, all of the prints of this were ordered to be destroyed.
I wonder how thrilling that is when that happens. Like, do you think it's like in a movie where the guy like calls up on a special phone and he's just like, I order them all to be destroyed. And then there's like a whole team of people in like some warehouse that just takes them all out and does whatever to them.
They have like a flamethrower.
Yeah.
They put them in a giant pile on the back lot of a studio, and it's just this mountain of celluloid. And they bust out the flamethrower.
And they just destroy all of them.
Oh,
While
yeah.
the guy just waits in his office to hear word that it's been done.
When
And he's smoking a cigar and drinking a little thing of whiskey.
Yep, and he's swirling it around.
And he gets the call, and the person on the other end just goes, "It's done." And he doesn't say a word. He just hangs up and leans back in his chair and swirls his whiskey.
That's right. That's probably exactly.
I
how
think
it
that's
went.
exactly what happened in that situation.
And if that's true, I want that job. I want to be that flamethrower guy.
Yeah, me too. Actually, I don't know how comfortable I would be destroying a film, even if it is bad.
See, you wouldn't be good for that job. See, I wouldn't ask questions. I'd just burn shit.
You wouldn't even ask what movie it is.
I wouldn't ask a single question. I'd just burn shit. So
Well-
if those people that hire for that position are listening, I'm all for it. I'd be perfect
Kevin
for the
wants
job.
the film destroying job.
Yep, I'm right there. Get in contact.
Well, apparently at least one copy of it got out because it's been floating around the internet for quite a while now.
See, someone did a shit job. That wouldn't happen if I was there.
There you go.
Now,
So,
quick question, Ryan. Was there anything positive, anything good about this movie?
No. No, nothing.
Was it at least one of those things where it's so bad it's good?
No.
Oh man.
It was so bad that it was really bad.
Well, let's talk about the director, Ole Sassoon. He did a fair number of things, but nothing that any of us would really know. Bunch of TV stuff. It looks like the last movie he did was in 1996. Well, he's got one coming up called Tarantula. That should be exciting. And before that, the last movie he did was a film called Playback in 1996. Looks like an erotic thriller.
Yeah.
Yep.
George Hamilton.
He did a lot of TV series work later on. Silk Stockings, Mutant X, Mortal Kombat, Conquest.
Xena, Warrior Princess.
Yeah, he did 5 episodes of Xena. That seems to fit. 3 episodes of Hercules. That's pretty much it. Before Fantastic Four, he did a movie called Blood Fist 3: Forced to Fight.
Nice.
Starring Don the Dragon Wilson and Richard Roundtree.
That sounds pretty interesting.
Blood Fist 3: Forced to Fight. I do like how his IMDb picture is him with the thing, giving the old thumbs up. You know that they're going to make a documentary about this at some point.
I think they
It
did.
probably exists.
Wait, where did I read that? Yeah, 2014. Trailer for the documentary. Dune, the untold story of Roger Corman's The Fantastic Four.
Oh, there we go.
I wonder if they handle did Dr. Doom kill himself or not?
Maybe.
I don't know.
I know.
I'm really
I know
perturbed by this.
They talk about this movie in Corman's World, the documentary about Roger Corman.
Do they?
If you're interested in more about this story, I'd suggest checking that out rather than a documentary that's all about this. It seems odd to me that they would make a movie with the intention of not releasing it. I mean, especially because this had a $1.5 million budget.
Yeah, it does seem kind of odd, but they do odd things.
Yeah. It seems to me that the movie turned out to be shit, and they were just saying that. Like, well, we didn't want to release it anyway.
Yeah.
I think that they wanted to release this.
They wanted to so bad.
I mean, it looks like they were even promoting it at Comic-Con. If they were never intending on releasing it, they wouldn't have promoted it.
Yeah, because if you're not planning on releasing it, why would you put any money into marketing?
Yeah, exactly. So I think that this probably was supposed to come out, and it ended up to be so bad that they were like, nope, no. Let's pull the plug on this.
We cannot do this. Now, Ryan, are you a fan of the Fantastic Four?
Kind of.
Kind of?
Yeah.
I've never been a fan of Fantastic.
No, me neither. Did you like the other two, the 2 later Fantastic Four movies?
They were up until a certain point in the
I don't know.
movies.
What do you mean? Like at a certain point in each of the movies, they turn from good to bad?
Yes. I was enjoying myself through both of them, and then
Interesting. I remember almost nothing of either of those 2 Fantastic Four movies. I remember I didn't like either of them.
I remember when Jessica Alba.
Here we go.
Now the truth comes out. That's why you like him, because Jessica Alba's in it.
Yeah, well, then halfway through, she would have to disband both of them, which did not happen.
Sort of did, because she's the Invisible Woman.
Nailed it.
All right. Let's go ahead and give you your drum roll on this thing. What do you give the Fantastic Four?
1
Ooh, that's a...
I thought he was going to go with a 4.
When I picked this one out, I was like, "There's no way he's giving this one a 4. There's just no way." So, since you're somewhat interested in the Fantastic Four, what do you think about the new one that's coming out?
Oh boy, I don't know. I like the girl from Shooter a lot, but
Figured.
I don't like the fact that Sue Storm and Johnny Storm are 2 different colors. And no,
Oh no!
I don't
You made
mean
it
that
so
to
far.
this.
And the Fantastic Four movie is what does it. You gotta be kidding.
The Fantastic Four are all about family, yes. They're all in a tight family.
I think he's adopted.
Oh, but is that how it is in the original
No,
icon?
no, but still, I mean, you can just because he's quote a different color.
I'm not the only one.
That doesn't mean he can't be part of the family.
You didn't. Why couldn't you
This
pick
shit
different
is
words?
all over the internet. I'm not the only one thing.
Yes, there are a lot of racist people on the internet that don't like the idea of
I'm
a black Human Torch.
It'd be fine if they were both black. That would be okay.
You're just not okay with mixed race.
Because to me, it doesn't seem like they're a tight-knit family.
Because there's a
Why?
black guy.
Why can't they be a tight knit family if one of them is adopted?
It's not an original representation of the comic book.
Okay, I can understand for some characters why you wouldn't like that they change the gender or sexual orientation or race of a character. Like in some circumstances, I totally get that because some of these characters are iconic, and like for instance, like Peter Parker. If they made Peter Parker a different race, I would not be okay with that personally because Peter Parker to me, like I have a vision in my mind of who Peter Parker is as a person.
I think they should
However,
make Peter Parker like a 74-year-old Indian woman. I think that would be interesting.
Maybe. Like I'm perfectly okay with them making Spider-Man, the character of Spider-Man, the superhero, a different gender, race, whatever. Just don't make it Peter Parker. Like if you want to do that, make it a completely different character that has their own personality and backstory and whatever.
Yeah.
And make that person Spider-Man.
Okay.
However, in this case, having Michael B. Jordan be the Human Torch, that to me is not a big deal at all.
No.
They're still related. They're still family. There's still that connection there.
But it's not, to me, it's just, it's not an original, like you said, it's not a representation of the original.
But it seems like they changed a number of things in this movie. Like,
But why do you get so caught up on the representation of the original comic?
Because that,
Like, who cares?
When I go to see a movie, I want to see if there's an original story. I want to see the original.
Well, if you want the original story, just read the comic books.
But
Yeah.
I want to read the comic book. I'd rather- yeah.
Well, then guess what? It's going to be different. Deal with it. But I like the fact, the thing that gets your goat is that Fantastic Four is all about family. And they can't be family if one of them.
Oh, you're turning into this into a racing.
I think we are.
I'm sorry, Ryan. You turned it into a race thing.
Racist at all. I'm saying that I don't like the fact that it's not like an original story.
Okay.
Well, okay. I understand that. I think
know
that
what you're trying to say, and Adam does too. We've known you long enough. I think that maybe next time, just maybe pick the words a bit better. The first go through.
I think that the race of Johnny Storm is the least of should be the least of your worries with this movie. Like, I read that maybe they changed it since then. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that they made Doctor Doom a blogger in this or something.
I hope.
Originally, what's her name? Brian Mayhem's daughter was supposed to be Sue Storm.
Who?
Brian Mayhem's daughter.
Ah.
Can't think of her name.
Something Williams.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about. She's from Girls, but
Yeah.
I heard a lot of things about this movie. The difficulties with Josh Trank, the director. Apparently, they did a whole bunch of reshoots on this movie, and they did not invite Josh Trank back for the reshoots. Apparently, he was very difficult to work with. I also read that none of the cast has seen the movie yet, the final cut of the movie.
That's good. Good.
So, that's something. It sucks because there's a lot of young talent in this movie. All the cast members, the central cast, Michael B. Jordan, Miles Teller, Kate Mara, Jamie Bell, they're all solid actors. I like all of them.
Yeah.
And I liked Chronicle, Josh Trank's last movie.
Wasn't Michael B. Jordan in that?
Yeah.
See, number one, I'm cool with them. I like him. And number two, I don't fucking remember. It'll come to me.
Yeah, I think that I don't know, this movie, I'm just not sure about it. Currently has a 17% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh boy.
Nick Fury, I'm cool with him. Sam Jackson playing him. We got Sam Jackson like a badass. And his character wasn't that well known.
Well, Nick Fury in the comics was also African American for, I think, the ultimate version of Nick Fury was African American. So there are certain versions of Nick Fury that are African American. So
in fact, I would be kind of offended if he was a white guy.
You mean like if they changed it? If they in the next if like, I don't know, Tom Berenger was the new Nick Fury in the next Marvel movie?
I would probably kill somebody.
Yeah, that'd be unfortunate. I don't know. This movie just does not appeal to me whatsoever. I think all the trailers are terrible. I think all the marketing material is horrible. It looks like it's circa 2000, all of like the posters and stuff. I'm just not buying it, not into it.
Yeah, I don't want anything to do with it. I mean, I was never into the Fantastic Four to begin with, but everything I've seen of this, I just have no interest whatsoever.
It just looks terribly generic and boring to me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is. I like the Human Torch as a character. I think he's cool, but I don't know. The Thing always just seems like a poor man's Hulk. Mr. Fantastic, who cares? He's lame. Oh, he can stretch. He has stretchy powers. Come on now. And Sue Storm, like, she's got cool powers. She can turn invisible. She has like telekinesis, I think, too. She can move stuff with her mind. But there's just not a lot of personality here with these characters. I think the Human Torch has the most personality out of all of them.
I was gonna say Doom.
Doom's a good
villain. Dr. Doom's a good villain.
And that's the shitty thing, is that Dr. Doom is paired with the Fantastic Four. You know what I mean? So you can't break them apart. I would love to see Doom be a villain in an X-Men movie or something. Get him away from the Fantastic Four. He doesn't have to just fight them.
The Fantastic Four do not deserve Dr. Doom.
Yeah, he's such a huge villain. You know, Marvel, looking at their slate of villains, they have nowhere even near the caliber of villains that DC has. And of the few Marvel villains that really stand out, Doctor Doom is near the top of the list.
Mm-hmm.
He's a badass. And to just put him in... he just gets stuck in these Fantastic Four stories, and it's like, come on.
Yeah.
Get this guy out of here. Put him in the next Wolverine movie or something.
To me, Johnny Storm is the most colorful character now. Like, he has the most personality.
Out of the Fantastic Four, or
Yeah.
all of,
Out of
everything?
Four.
Yeah.
He's like a cocky asshole. And everyone else...
Well, yeah, all the other characters are just flat. And you know, who knows what they're going to do with this movie. Maybe it'll be different, but from what I've seen in the trailers, it just doesn't look... I think that people are tired of origin stories too.
Mm-hmm.
This is yet another origin story.
Would...
It's like the only origin story I want to see at this point is Deadpool.
What?
I'm okay with that being an origin story.
And the other thing that I would like is, and this is a perfect opportunity, is just do a movie that is nothing but the supervillain origin story. Because you're so obsessed with doing dark superhero movies. Do a dark one where it's just Doctor Doom becoming Doctor Doom and he kills a whole bunch of people, roll credits, and then the next one is the Fantastic Four come in to try and stop Doctor Doom. That'd be different.
Yeah. I guess we'll see what happens with this Suicide Squad movie. Those people are traditionally villains, and they're going to make a movie about them. And again, Deadpool, he's sort of an anti-hero. He's not always a good guy.
But and that's kind of the problem with these superhero movies, and especially with the origin story ones, or well, all of them really, is you know what's going to happen. Superhero's going to win. It's going to be a whole big thing, but they're going to win in the end. And like, there's no excitement. There's no surprises.
I agree. I totally agree with you. That's how comic books have been forever, though. I mean, you can't.
Yeah, but
what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
It's understandable, and in a comic book, you have so much more room to develop stories, and backstories, and little side plots and stuff. You can really get emotionally invested with the character. In a film, you have like 2.5 hours, which is what these seem to run, and it's just the same thing over and over and over again. That's why it works so well in comic books, because there's so much you can do, because you just have time.
I think that with Marvel's the new Captain America Civil War, I'm hoping and I believe that one's going to switch things up, because eventually, very soon, they're going to have to switch out the characters. Iron Man's or Robert Downey Jr. doesn't want to be Iron Man anymore, and Chris Evans says that he's done being Captain America. So something's going to happen to those characters. They got to write them out somehow. So maybe soon there will be things that happen in these movies that are lasting,
Yeah, that's true.
We'll see. And again, this is probably a good time to mention that the Deadpool trailer came out last night. Now, Ryan, you texted me, and you were pretty excited about that.
I saw it on Conan. They had the world premiere, whatever. It looked fucking awesome.
Yeah, I must say that I'm really excited about the Deadpool movie. It is going to be very violent and very R-rated.
I think he's the perfect guy to play Deadpool now.
Yeah, I mean, Ryan Reynolds really pushed for that movie to be made from the beginning. I mean, they had to really work to get that movie off the ground because of how disastrous things were in the X-Men Origins movie, which is funny in the trailer that they just released yesterday. Ryan Reynolds makes fun of them for inexplicably sewing his fucking mouth shut. and then also in the trailer, I don't know if you caught where when they were talking about his suit and he says, "I just don't want it to be green." So that's clearly him making fun of the fact that he was the Green Lantern, and that was a disaster.
Yes.
A little jab at DC there. That was great. Yeah, I think Deadpool looks awesome, and hopefully it'll be something new and different.
It'd be
breathe
nice.
new life into this
The only thing
superhero
that
thing.
scares me is it's coming out in February, where traditionally terrible movies come out in February.
Well, yeah, normally, but recently that hasn't been. I think this year, 2015, there were some decent movies that came out in January and February.
The Kingsman.
It's been getting better, and I think with Deadpool, it's a tough one. You don't want to throw it in a summertime slot because it's R-rated. It's not going to stand up to the other big, huge blockbuster movies. It's going to be more of a niche thing.
Yeah.
I think putting it in February is probably a safe bet. So, anyway. Any final thoughts, Ryan, on Fantastic Four, Roger Corman version? Or the new one?
I'm not too excited about the new one. And I'm not excited at all about the old one. So
Now
much non-excitement.
Now, on your Catwoman scale, this was still better than Catwoman.
Okay.
Here we go.
This is probably worse than Catwoman.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't released. It had a very low starting budget. Again, Catwoman was supposed to be a blockbuster.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good point because at least with this Fantastic Four movie, they recognized how terrible it was, and they were like,
they had enough sense to scrap it.
They were like, no, we can't show this to people and ask people to pay money to see this. So they were being considerate, actually. Where Catwoman, they were just dicks and like, fuck it, put it out there.
Maybe it was released as a blockbuster and that failed, then yes, it would be worse. But it wasn't released, so hard to compare them.
All right. There you have it. Now, availability for this 1994 version is it's tough to find, but I'm sure that if you look around on the internet hard enough, you can find a copy of it. They never released it in any form at all, so you have to bootleg it to watch it, but you should be able to find it pretty easily. I think that's going to wrap it up for the week. Send us your questions to podcastfilmpulse.net. Follow us on Twitter, @FilmPulseNet, @FilmPulseKevin, and @MyLegsDon'tWork. And please take a look at our Patreon page, patreon.com/FilmPulse. Consider subscribing for as little as $1 per month and help support the show. For Kevin Rakestraw and Ryan Holes, my name's Adam Patterson. We'll see you on Monday.
See you later.
What is going? So here is Ryan moving around. I can't pay attention to anything.